game time. Welcome to another episode of Game Time. I'm JP Murrieta on the road in Bloomfield this week with the Bloomfield Bobcats and head coach Bob Alcorn. Thanks for joining us this week.
Thanks, JP, for showing up.
We're here for a reason. You're the #1 seed. You play your first round game this coming weekend. What does it mean to the program to get that #1 seed and be undefeated at this point? Do you feel like you have a target?
Oh, I feel like it a little, but I think for us, we're very focused on just the task at hand of playing Ruidoso one game at a time and go from there. But getting a #1 seed, it's quite an honor, but we got to live up to it and do our job.
You guys reached the state final last year, came up a little bit short. What did that experience do for the program, and what did you guys take away from that?
I think it showed us the kind of work that was needed to be at that level, what it takes, and to know that it takes a lot of hard work, and that even if you come up short, you can still learn those lessons and come back and build upon it.
Is this year's team better than last year's squad?
I think yes. We're playing better. You look at the scores, we're putting up more points offensively, and we're playing just as well defensively, I feel, as we did last year. Last year, we relied through the playoffs on our defense. This year, our offense has really stepped up huge, and that's made it a lot easier for us. But you know, I know in the end, defense is always going to give you a chance.
We're going to talk some more specifically about your offense and defense in just a moment, but I wanted to ask you about the bye week first. You guys had a bye this last week. Take me through, what's a bye week like at Bloomfield High School with the football program? What did you guys take care of?
Well, for us, we just really wanted to make sure we got healthy, but we also wanted to start working on some of the things we were seeing from Pius and Ruidoso that we need to focus on and start getting into that groove a little. Not knowing you can't fully focus on one or the other, but we felt like we need to use that time more to just work on ourselves and to start working on them, and it gave us an advantage.
Well, you had a well-deserved first-round bye. Some other teams didn't have a bye and had to play their opening round games this last week. Let's take a look at some of the highlights.
A couple of Cueva Bears put up some big numbers against rival El Dorado in the first round of the playoffs. Austin Smith threw for over 330 yards and 4 scores. Brad Thomas caught 3 of those TD tosses and racked up over 230 yards receiving. The La Cueva Bears beat El Dorado 41-27 to set up another showdown with Clovis. Those two played a thriller just a few weeks ago. Las Cruces had no trouble with their first-round opponent, Sandia. Johnny Terrazas had a pair of scores. Bulldogs move on after a 51-7 win. Las Cruces will travel to Rio Rancho on Friday. The Rams beat the Bulldogs once already this season. Centennial's Gabriel Acosta rushed for over 170 yards and 3 touchdowns in their home playoff game against Cibola. Hawks beat the Cougars 37-7. The Hawks now fly north on Friday to take on the Cleveland Storm in the quarterfinals. The Bradley brothers went head-to-head again as Carlsbad met up with Mayfield. Running back Matthew Riley scored 3 times, and Mayfield beat Carlsbad 21-14. Mayfield will meet up with top seed Volcano Vista Friday night in Albuquerque. Artesia entered the bracket as a 10 seed and had to travel to Santa Fe to take on Capital. Artesia put up the first 43 points on the board. Artesia winner 56-35. The Bulldogs will travel for the second week in a row and head to Los Lunas for a Saturday afternoon matchup with the Tigers. Speaking of Tigers, the Alamogordo Tigers went down to the wire with Santa Teresa in the opening round. Alamogordo kicker Brett Money kicked the game-winning 29-yard field goal in the closing seconds to advance with a 27-26 victory. Alamogordo travels to Roswell to take on the top-ranked Coyotes Friday night. And there was a championship trophy handed out last week. The 6-man football final was played between Springer Maxwell and Elida. Elida posted the first score of the game on a Will Haley touchdown, but Springer responded. Jose Urquillo had 2 touchdown tosses on the day, both of them to Diego Maestas. Springer Maxwell held Elida to their lowest point total of the season and won their first ever football blue trophy. 29-26 the final. Springer Maxwell pulled off the upset to win the 6-man championship. Here's a look at the updated football playoff brackets and matchups for the weekend.
It is game time. Welcome back to Bloomfield. We're here to talk some football with head coach Bob Alcorn. You mentioned your defense last year was really strong. This year, your offense has really kind of stepped it up. I want to ask about specifically your quarterback, Vince Marquez, thrown for over 2,600 yards and 37 touchdowns. Are you a team this year that really likes to kind of go through the air?
Oh, we do, but we'll run the ball too. I feel we can be a very balanced team whenever we need to be. We've had some really good runs, and our quarterbacks run the ball well. But we're definitely doing a lot through the air, running an air raid system, and Vince has done an outstanding job running the system and getting better each and every week.
You're averaging about 50 points a game this season. You blazed through the competition. You're only giving up about a dozen a game. Where do you hope to improve on from here on out?
Really, it's a matter right now, not so much wanting to improve those numbers. It's about holding the other team down and scoring more. And if you win by one, you're good.
You host Ruidoso Saturday at 1 o'clock. How do you match up with the Warriors?
I feel we match up very good. We went down and saw them live Friday, and I think we're very prepared for what they're going to do. They do really stress you in a lot of areas, special teams wise, and a lot of formations. So we got to be on our A game, and but I think we match up with them. Speed-wise, I think we've got an advantage there, and that's been our biggest advantage all year.
So what's it going to take to get past this first hurdle of Ruidoso? Finish this sentence. Bloomfield moves on if
we can basically stop their run game and force them to be one-dimensional.
And what would it mean to the program to get to that final game once again, a couple more steps, and lift that blue trophy for the first time since the 60s?
Well, it'd be outstanding. For this community, I know it'd be something that they are dying for, and it's something they want to see. And all you got to do is go to any of our games and see how many fans have traveled. Wherever we go this year, from Santa Fe, the very first game, through Aztec, the last one, they've been there in droves. And all the sea of blue out there, it's great to see, and the fans have been incredible. And they support these kids, and they want to see great things, but they really are behind these kids.
Well, good luck this weekend. Good luck the rest of the way. And who knows, we might be talking state championship in a couple weeks.
Well, let's get one game at a time, JP, but thank you.
All right. We'll be back with more Game Time after this.
I thought I was pretty tough until I became a father.
Oh, I hate those things.
What do you mean you hate
Real toughness is knowing when you need help.
We've all been there. Fried nerves, no sleep. None of us do it alone. If you need help, you've got to ask for it.
We need to fight for our kids' futures. It's up to all of us to make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Connect with resources and support at pulltogether.org.
Are you living the life of an athlete? The New Mexico Activities Association brings you Life of an Athlete, a resource for students, educators, and parents to understand the challenges students face. Athletes, did you know one night of drinking will negatively affect your athletic performance for 2 weeks? Or that athletes who drink and do drugs are twice as likely to get injured? Alcohol's effects can reduce a high school athlete's potential by as much as 20 to 30%. Are you living the life of an athlete? Log on to lifeofanathlete.com to find out today.
New Mexico Gas Company rebate programs can help you save money and use energy more efficiently. Your furnace is essential for those colder seasons. Natural gas is the best way to heat your home. A natural gas furnace offers exceptionally even heat. It also costs less than most other heating systems. Have a high-efficiency heater or boiler installed by a participating contractor and earn up to a $375 rebate. For more information on New Mexico Gas Company rebate programs, visit nmgco.com.
Welcome back to Game Time. We're on the road in Bloomfield this week. We already talked some playoff football, but last week there were some state championships handed out in soccer, including a four-peat and a shootout winner. Let's take a look back at some of the highlights. It was Championship Friday at the Fudd-Ruckers State Soccer Championships. The Class A through 3A girls started the day against Socorro. The three-time defending state champs started quick. The Sun Devils got an early goal from Jackie Rodriguez less than 10 minutes into the match. Sandia Prep never trailed and won their fourth straight state title by a 4-1 count.
I think it really is a sweet victory where you have four different people scoring, two freshmen, two seniors. Our leading goal scorer is Gilbert. We had, the All-State Player of the Year last year and Jackie Rodriguez score. It's, a team effort. Everybody got to play, and I think it's just a great culmination to a great season.
It feels great. Like it's been our goal since the beginning. We wanted to make history. It's never been done before, so we've made that our goal from the very beginning of the season.
The boys' Class 4A title match was Los Lunas and Los Alamos. Los Lunas scored the first goal on a penalty kick by Brian Tarango. The Tigers took a 1-goal lead into the half. Late in the second half, Los Alamos got the equalizer with a PK of their own to make it 1-1. But less than 2 minutes later, Tarango with the game-winning goal, his second goal of the match, 2-1 the final. Los Lunas is your 4A champ. It's their first state title since 1983.
I'm just excited, and it means so much for the village of Los Lunas. They haven't been here in 20 years, since 1983. I couldn't have foresaw this coming or happening, but I when I first got the job last year, I saw a lot of guys that wanted to give me their best effort. Never asked questions, showed up to practice, work hard, and I knew right then and there I had a special group of young men.
It's amazing making history. Getting to bring the blue trophy home is just something I'm never going to forget. It was a hell of an experience.
Girls Class 5A top seed Volcano Vista taking on Centennial. Volcano Vista got on the board in the first half off the corner kick. Senior Dallas Bruce popped it in. Volcano Vista, a 2-0 winner. They had 18 shutouts this season. It's their first state title since 2010.
I think all of us have worked hard enough. All of us have put in the work, and it definitely showed when we came out today.
What a great end. We have just been, since Metro, we've been on it. We came to fight, and I'm just so happy that we ended up with that blue trophy.
Boys Class A through 3A, St. Michael's and New Mexico Military Institute, zeros on the board through regulation. 1 overtime, 2, 3, and 4 overtimes. It went to a shootout. The Horsemen clinched it on this kick. St. Michael's is your champ. They knocked off number 1 and number 2 and won the title as an 8 seed.
We finished it like we thought we had the capability of finishing it. I mean, we knew we were a good team from the beginning. We had a season that at times didn't reflect that, but all along we thought we were within the top teams up here, and we were happy to have the opportunity to come down and prove it.
I just knew that if I missed it, I would regret it for the rest of my life, and so I just needed to put it in.
Girls Class 4A had old rivals Academy and St. Pius. The top-seeded Sartans scored first on this penalty kick by junior Emma Donlin. St. Pius takes the title by a 2-1 count. That deserves an ice bath. It's their first state title since 2015.
It's exhilarating. This group, we had a meeting in December, and I told them, you're going to win the state championship. And it's just trying to change that mentality where luck's not involved. We just got to work hard. And these girls have sacrificed a lot and put up with me, and that's what helped us get to where we are.
It's just unbelievable. I have a team behind my back, and every single second we just worked and worked and worked. And I know all the seniors from this year, we've wanted this since our freshman year when we lost against them, and we just didn't stop fighting, and it was amazing.
Finally, boys Class 5A, unbeaten Albuquerque High facing Hobbs. This was scoreless in the first half, but in the final 40 minutes, the Bulldogs got 2 quick goals. Christian Nava, right place, right time in front of the net. Albuquerque High is the champ. They finished the season a perfect 21-0.
It's fantastic. It's an achievement. It's this group of players, this program, Albuquerque High. I love it. I mean, this is why we do it. This is why we coach for these games, for these moments. Love it.
I don't even have words to describe it. Great game. They were a big old competition. I don't know what else to say. We played as a family, as a team. We did everything possible to win, and we won it.
The day after state soccer wrapped up, several hundred kids hit the course for the Laguna Burger State Cross Country Championships. If you missed any of the action, here's a look at some of the winners.
It was a beautiful day for the running of the Laguna Burger State Cross Country Championships. The 3A girls started the morning with the first race. Wingate Jr. Jewel Leslie took an early lead and held on the rest of the course. She was the first to cross the finish line in a time of 19:34.75 to win the 3A individual state title.
I just tried to be patient the first mile. I tried to listen to my coach. He said to just wait until after the first mile to start pushing more. And then I just kept pushing, and I could hear the other people saying I was getting a lead, but I still had to push.
Cottonwood Classical finished on top, beating out Zuni and Laguna Acoma. Girls Class 4A was a fantastic finish. Los Alamos 9th grader Sophie Chadwick in the lead, but her teammate Narissa Valdez had one last kick in her and crossed the finish line first in a time of 18:47, winning the 4A state title.
I had a side stitch through like the first half, and I wasn't sure if I could do it, but then I kept thinking, okay, I can do this, I can do this. And then I just started sprinting, and I get past her. If she would have won, I wouldn't have been disappointed in myself because she's worked just as hard as me, and we both deserve it. But it's nice getting first.
The Los Alamos girls claimed the 4A trophy over rival Albuquerque Academy. Hope Christian finished third. Girls Class 5A, Cleveland High School freshman Leah Feudy dethroned defending state champ Jasmine Turtle Morales by crossing the finish line first in a time of 18:26:45. The El Dorado girls finished first in the team standings, beating out Volcano Vista and Cleveland. The girls' Class A 2A title went to a junior from Academy for Technology in the Classics. Maggie Rittmeyer blew away the field, clocking in with a time of 19:41.70.
I mean, it played out just as I hoped it would. And I've wanted this for so long, so it's just kind of like overwhelming. Our motto is run like we do, play like we do soccer, cross country, and I just run like I always do. I go out hard and I just keep going.
ATC lost to Pecos by a couple points last year, but this time around it was ATC on top. Pecos second and Peñasco third. Halfway home on the day, the boys jumped onto the course, and we started with Class 3A, and Zuni senior Deshaun Goodwin came into the stadium with his hand held high in victory. Goodwin with the top honor, winning the state title with a time of 16:02.8. Zuni made it back-to-back titles. Santa Fe Indian School was second, followed by Laguna Acoma. The boys' Class 4A individual finish came down to a pair of teammates from Albuquerque Academy. Julian Garcia, a senior, beat out his Charger partner, Justin Hickey. Garcia is the champ with a time of 16:04.75.
And I started feeling good with about 800 to go, so I picked it up. Yeah, I don't think we would have gotten this outcome if we worked together for the race, so it definitely helped having each other together.
For the second straight year, Los Alamos is your boys' champ. They edged out rival Academy by a couple points. Hope Christian finished third. The boys' 5A finish was a memorable one. Jarek Maldonado of Clovis went neck and neck with Piedra Vista's Tristan Charles. Maldonado was originally declared the winner by the timing system, but he later announced he didn't win and awarded the individual state championship to the Piedra Vista senior. The Cleveland boys finished first for the third year in a row. Volcano Vista is your runner-up with Piedra Vista third. The final race of the day was boys A2A. Navajo Pines' Galvin Curley led wire to wire to win the individual championship for the second year in a row. His time, 16:13.5.
My strategy was just keep a 5-minute pace. I was just running my race, and I saw that Hagman or Max Pressler was keeping up with me. And that's when I decided it's going to be a showdown. But then when I saw that heel, that's when I got my confidence. And that's when I just took off because I saw him fade back a little, and that's when I just took my opportunity to just go, and that's how I lost him. Oh man, it's awesome. No words can explain it. I worked all summer for this. I always imagine myself when I was just alone by myself, and I was just picturing myself crossing the finish line as a state champ.
As a team, Navajo Pine claimed top honors for the third year in a row, followed by Cloudcroft and Pecos.
Congratulations to all the winners in state cross country and state soccer. The Rudy's Real Texas Barbecue State Volleyball Championships get started this week out in Rio Rancho. And don't forget, it's a new format this year. No pool play. It's a double elimination bracket. And the first round is Thursday out in Rio Rancho. Good luck to all the teams competing, and good luck to the football teams still playing this time of year. That's going to do it for this episode of Game Time. Until next week, here's your meme of the week.